Hello and welcome. This is Donna. I want to do a tutorial on some upcycling. I have some cardboard, yes, from my cat food boxes. And I wanted to share with you what I'm going to do with this. I made a journal. I was originally going to do a ring bound journal, and I decided to tie instead. And the packaging that it's in is also made from the cardboard in a cat food box, but you can use cereal boxes, anything you have. I just really liked this whole look here, and then after you sew it, it's very pretty. I put wallpaper on it, and I'm going to share that wallpaper with you here. So we'll do a flip through of this some other time, but I'll show you how I did the pages. So I started with these, and we're going to cover one. And I just used different floral images, was kind of the theme here. And then I sewed around them. And the DigiKit that I did use in this was from Ruby and Pearl, one of her wallpapers. And then there's some Tim Holtz wallpaper too, you can see that. Then I embellished them. So here's a couple where I used my crafted dial and put holes in them, and then I covered those with some muslin or some linen. And here I've made a little, it's a two pocket thing, using more of Ruby and Pearl, and then some digital kits, and I will try to link those. Here I just made a little flip. There's a library card with a little sample of a fern. I'll go through these kind of quickly. So they are already, here we did samples of these glassine bags right there. So this is kind of all ready to put together. I made a pocket out of an envelope. So here's a bunch more of these. We did this one, and I made it into a tuck. The tag that has the sage, and reusing the Tim Holtz packaging. Okay, so there's a bunch of those there. But what I want to start with is I told Alex that I had a lot of wallpaper, and I wasn't kidding. Although I still buy it like a mad person, I'm still always buying wallpaper. But this is one of my favorites, so sorry, I should have cut it prior to turning on the video. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is pick what I like, which I love this edge, and I'm going to go ahead and glue all around my card with the art glitter glue. Smooth that out nice. Okay, where was my edge that I liked? I liked this one. So I'll just go as close as I can. Actually, no, I'm gonna overlap a little. I do like to overlap. I like to cover the edges of the cardboard. So let me just figure out how far over I want to go, and then I'll trim all around too. I'm going to use my fingernail as kind of a guide there. You could always rip it too. I'm going to go up to the edge and bring that other edge over. Let's just go ahead and tear it out, actually. There. And I will put this in over here to use again for something else. Put some more glue on. I really do like to use cardboard and packaging. There's so many clever videos out there on using even the Amazon packaging, and obviously recycling junk mail and all sorts of mail. You know you're rather obsessed when you see a piece of paper and you're like, no, should I throw it in the garbage? No, I can use that. Yeah, check out Catherine from Sunnyside Journals. She made this really cool charm out of a top from a Prosecco. I thought that was really clever. Get that trimmed off a little better than that. And then I just want to pull that edge up. And I am going to sew all around this cardboard too. And it doesn't bother me if they rip. I really do enjoy working with the wallpaper. It glues so nicely because it already probably has glue on the back of it, depending on what era you buy, you know, what era it's from. But it's so smooth, and this has really awesome gold all through it. I think it's a beautiful piece. Okay, let's see where else we need to trim. Oh, up here. Just get that trimmed off there. I'm trying out some new scissors. These are the Tim Holtz scissors, and they do grab well, though I am always looking for and searching for small scissors for fussy cuts, and I ripped that a little, so I'll go ahead and just touch up the edge. Sometimes if you rub glue across like that, it helps to seal it up too. This will be distressed and sewn, but this is just, you know, for demonstration purposes here. So there's that. Like I said, it will be sewn like the rest of them. And what I wanted to put on here was one of these pieces that we did. So I'm trying to decide who I want to use. See, I'm getting precious about this. I don't want to cover that up. I guess I could flip it and do something else on the back of that. But I do like this blue with this. And before I do anything else though, I have to figure out where I want my holes. If I want to do it on this side, or do I want to do it on this side? And I'm thinking that I kind of want to, you know, I'm going to put a piece of lace on there. So I'm actually going to do the holes over here on this side. So sorry about the reach here. And how I measure this is just by, I'm actually going to take the needle. You can do a pencil or however you want to measure that, but I'm just going to put a little hole in there. They're all about the same size. Some of the cardboards are a little smaller, but I really don't care because once I embellish and get all the lace work and stuff I want on it, it'll be fine. And I will go over that with some muslin on the end. Got that big thing of fabric over here. And there's actually some silk. So I'll do that last, but I just wanted to see where the holes were going to be. So once again, we're going to be back over here. So this would be in the journal itself, it would be the back side. And I like that. I do want to do something right there. And then I won't feel bad about, I'm not going to feel bad about covering that up and then sewing over it. So I'm thinking that this might be pretty neat, and I'm going to try to rip it. Oh, see, it's not going to want to rip straight down for me. So what I'll do instead is I'll go ahead and cut it, and then I'll distress it. These are some of the beautiful trims and laces and pieces that I showcased a couple days ago for Dinosaur Dry Goods. Just pull them like this if you like that look, which I really do. That worn and loved and torn look. Still hanging out with us to be cherished again. I think I'm going to go this way because this is going to be right here. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't mind the edge because in the journal, like here, you're going to see stuff sticking out all over the place. So I do use art glitter glue on my fabrics. I'm really weird about the fabric tack. It's great, and I know a lot of people like it, but I don't like the way it sticks to my fingers. So I don't use it a lot because I'm a very hands-on person, and then I'm not wearing gloves, and I know that's kind of a no-no for some people, but I have to feel what I'm doing. So, and I'm not going to overdo that because these things are going to be on top of it. You know, plus I'm going to sew around it too. And what else do we want to add to that? We could do something over here on this edge. Something a little smaller maybe. Or even a little brighter. That if I stretch that out, it gives it a little rip. You could distress this, or you can use part of your collection of fabrics or trims or ribbons that you've tea-dyed. I'm building a framework here for this. And when I cover the holes, it'll go right over that. I have learned that you want to really get a good amount of glue on your ends. So let's put that right there. And make sure we have it up here. You'll see what I mean right there. That's good. And so what I'll do off camera is sew that around and add my covers right here. You'll see that right there, the covers for the holes to stabilize it. And then I'll go, maybe I'll go over here and still do something under here. It's too linear for me. I have to play around with it and add more goodies. At the same time, I don't want to take away from everything I've done here, but I could just embellish with, you know, like a little piece right here, and that would still give it interest, and maybe give my, you know, give me the opportunity to stretch this out a little more. See, I'm just ripping things here. And you don't have to completely sew around everything. Sometimes I just sew on one side, two sides, or not even at all. I don't know where that pink just came from. Okay, and then I think I'll go like that. I find it easier to just put the glue directly on when it's a thin piece, and then just kind of push it out with my fingers. I will kind of ruffle it up right there. And the bottle works great to press things down with. Okay, and then that would be up here, like that. And on the other side, so I want to sew this, so we're just going to pretend that it's glued here. We've got our glassine bag. I might play around with some more imaging over here. And then when we come over here, what can happen is I'll find something else to go on here. Maybe I'll use a tag to become a pocket, or I can always make a, you know, a belly band with some laces like this and this, or even a cross belly band. I do something like that. Yeah, I like that. And first, I think I'm gonna put, oh, I could put that over the top. So let's do that first. I'm gonna make a belly band here. By just layering. Just layering some laces across. I almost, when I use laces or fabrics, I kind of push them in so that you have, that's a little loose in there, because you might have a really thick tag, like something like that, and you need a little more room. Not really thrilled with that right now. Ooh, look at that piece. I feel like we need something a little darker for that. Could go bigger. Also, what I could do is cut, you know, cut this. It doesn't, that one doesn't want to rip very well. Okay. I'm back on the ends again. It's a good press. And probably will trim these up right here. Maybe get rid of some of that bulk right there on that end. Let's see what it looks like over here. Okay. Keep going back to press to see how things are going. I think I want to use a little bit of this. I really had a hard time pulling stuff like this apart for a while, but because they're small pieces and I really can't use them in any other sewing, I had to get over that. For years I saved trims and things like that, and then 20 years went by and the stuff was still in a basket. Like, what was I thinking? Use it. This one might be a little easier if I do this. Just put the glue on the flowers and on the edges, and then it can go right on top of there. There. I want to make sure I don't close my belly band though. So I often go back to get rid of any glue that I had that shouldn't be there. Oh, let's see. How about a little tatting? The tatting's nice. I think I'm just gonna go right on top there. You could pile up your laces and go right to the sewing machine and do that instead of using glue. I'm still doing good here. I haven't really damaged anything. How about maybe a button or a bow or something like that? Sorry. Noisy, noisy. That's kind of cool. Actually, I really like this. A friend of mine made these out of plastic. I'm not sure that works with that though. Let's use, there's a thimble. Let's find a button that will work. That's part of a chandelier. That's a pretty cool button. I like that. I think what I'm going to do is stick some trim, some maybe seam binding lace underneath that. I'd find some bits and pieces here. There's one that works. And what I'll do is I'll just ruffle that up. And maybe do something like, I don't want that centered. Maybe right here. What I'll do is I'll add a little glue. I'll scrunch that up like it's a bow. And use my fingernail to really push it down into the lace. How about the tail there? Push that down. And then let's add our button. I kind of like the look of that one better. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a lot of glue on the back of that button, get it down there. I had to move that bag out of the way. And I'm just thinking that might look really cool with another button on top. And maybe just a little piece of lace. Not sure if I want to do that. I'm not sure if it covers up. No, I actually like that. We'll just put it to the side though. And if it's sticking to my fingers, like I said, I like to use my bottle to stick that on. I'll drop a glue. And one of the shell buttons. Pretty neat. I really can still take this and sew it around because it's going to secure the lace. And it's going to make it look flatter, give it more dimension. I just really think there's something about the sewing that gives it depth. So, and there's a belly band straight up, and here we did that. So I don't want to mess with that too much. And really quickly, I will go over here. This obviously is also a piece of cardboard that I'm upcycling. And for right now, I'm just covering it with digital prints from Ruby and Pearl, and I'll probably use snippets of the collection of real wallpapers I have. And this is what it looks like when it's done. And I sewed all the way around it and just added more texture and laces, and this is what it became. And then just did a tie that I really liked around it. So I'm gonna finish this one, and I will put this together, and I will do a flip through video next time I see you. Thank you for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. And use your cardboard, use your junk mail. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.